topic we see is IC fabrication. So, fundamentals of IC technology. What is an IC? An IC or an integrated circuit, sometimes called a chip or a microchip, is a semiconductor wafer upon which thousands or millions of active and passive elements are embedded. So, we may also call an IC as a collection of discrete elements by means of a single construction process. So, an IC can function either as an oscillator, amplifier, timer, computer memory, or a microprocessor. The IC has many types and it can be categorized as analog and digital ICs on its depending upon its application. Next one, the basic steps involved in IC fabrication includes the following steps, which may have a vapor production, epitaxial growth, etching, masking, doping, atomic diffusion, ion implantation, metallization, assembly, and packaging. So the first step is the wafer production. So wafer production is nothing but a silicon vapor production. So which may include first a highly purified polycrystalline silicon material is used for producing single crystal silicon ingots. The second step is the material is then heated in temperature of about 1420 degrees Celsius, which is the excess of the silicon melting point. So, a single small crystal rod of silicon called seed crystal is used for this process. Next, during the crystal pulling process, the seed crystal and crucible are rotated in opposite direction in order to produce a ingot, which is nothing but a circular orientation. Next one is the silicon wafers are now obtained for a very rough surface due to the slicing operation. This wafers now undergoes a polishing process. Finally, the wafers are thoroughly rinsed and dried so that the impurities are now removed. Next one is the epitaxial growth. It means that the epitaxial growth is nothing but a thin film of single crystal silicon from the gas phase upon an existing crystal layer we produced in the last step are to be embedded, which means that a growing of a single silicon crystal upon a original silicon substrate. So a uniform layer of SiO2 is formed on the surface of vapor. Next one is the etching. Etching means the selectively removing unwanted material from the surface of the wafer. So for this process, the pattern of the photoresistor is transferred by means of various etching agents we may use. Okay, so uh, uh, this is the ingot process. So the first step I told no. So here we use a silicon cylinder called ingot. Typical ingot is 1 to 2 meter in length and can be sliced into hundreds of smaller circular pieces called vapors. These vapors are then cut into thin vapors and then the waste materials are etched down. Etched vapors are dipped in chemical to remove the crystal damages and then polishing the uneven surfaces. These are the process involved in the first step of vapor preparation. Now masking. So after the etching process, that is the removing of the unwanted process, we have a step called masking. Masking to protect some area of vapor when working on other area, a process called photolithography is used. Photolithography involves two processes. First one is a making of a photolithographic mask and the second one is photo etching. The photolithographic mask involves two processes. One is the preparation of initial artwork and the other one is reduction. While when the mask is prepared and then it is exposed to the ultraviolet light, then the wafer must be aligned with the mask. Okay, so this is a photolithographic technique. So it is used to define the shape of micro machine structures on a wafer. Next one is the doping. Doping is nothing but the diffusion of impurities into the silicon chip. So this process to alter the electrical character of silicon. So the p-type and n-type are created to reflect their conducting characters. Also atoms with less than one electron then silicon such as boron are infused into it to increase its electrical conductivity. This process is called doping. Next one is atomic diffusion. Atomic diffusion is defined as the movement of impurity atoms in semiconductor material at high temperature. So for this diffusion process, we may have a typical apparatus. So here I have not shown any apparatus. This method is generally used for large areas. For small areas, it is difficult and it may not be accurate. Next one is the ion implantation. It is the another technique to introduce impurities into the silicon wafer. In this process, silicon wafers are placed in a vacuum chamber and are scanned by a high beam of ions, typically maybe borons for p-type material and phosphorus for n-type material. These ions are isolated so that the diffusion of impurities are so high. So, as the ion strikes the silicon vapors, they penetrate some distance into the vapor. So, the depth of the penetration typically decides the distance between the two layers. Okay, this technique has two advantages. One is it is performed at low temperature, and the one is the temperature has to be controlled over a large area inside this oven so that the beams which we use are electrically controlled from outside. Next one is the metallization. Metallization is nothing but to create a contact with silicon and to make interconnections on chip. So we use a thin layer of aluminium deposited over the whole vapor, which is used as the contact. The final process is the assembly and packaging. So each vapors the typically we produce chips in large numbers, so each vapor has hundreds of chips. These chips are to be separated and packaged by scribbing and cleaving. Okay, for this we use a diamond tipped tool to cut the lines through the rectangular grid. So the diamond tip tool will be more accurate. For packaging, we have three types. One is metal can package, ceramic flat package, and the dual inline packaging.